What's going on, everybody? Here we are back for day number 63 of the cut. The cut is shaping up well, and we're back today. We're going to hit chest, we're going to hit shoulders, we're going to go to Planet Fitness, and we're going to go as hard as possible. As always, the goal is to get in there and be intense. We're going to hit the gym with intensity. We're going to do chest first. We're going to do incline Smith. Of course, at Planet Fitness, they don't have free weights as far as barbells go. They only have Smith machines. So we're going to hit Smith machine, incline press. We're then probably going to do some incline flies. You got to kind of work around things because the only dumbbells they have, well, I guess the heaviest, I should say, go up to 75. So we can't do any real pressing with that amount of weight, but we can do some fatiguing sets of flies and then get into some pressing after that, after we're worn down, to improve upon the volume and, as always, keep the intensity high. So that's the story. We're going to go in there. We're probably going to hit incline Smith, incline fly, probably do a dumbbell fly, a chest together press, some cables. They have good cables. Maybe a pec deck, maybe a pullover, dumbbell pullover. Transition into some lateral raises, hit the rear delt, and that'll be a day. We're going to do abs as well. I've been doing abs every other day, especially because I really like the machines at Planet Fitness. They allow for an easier way to hit the abs and better. In this case, it's both easier and better, and that is best case scenario. So we got a drive in front of us. Therefore, I'm going to wait to drink this until halfway through the drive. The post lift debrief will also be in the car, so look forward to that. But it is Thursday, and we are climbing. We are going, and we started lifting in the morning. This is in the morning, and everything is shaping up for it to be an incredible lift. Now, the past few days, I have been in a, pretty steep calorie deficit. I would say yesterday it was 1,600, 1,900 before that, maybe 1,800 before that. I have it all in a log. I'll have to go back and look. But needless to say, we are in a deficit and we are trimming up. We're slicing down. We're getting ripped. You'll see it a little bit in the session today. But we got a road in front of us. We still have the last third, at least a little bit over a third, to really hone in and chop down the last bit of fat on my frame before we go into a rebound phase and then another bulk. So a lot of exciting stuff coming up on the horizon, especially for my bodybuilding journey, for me to look as good as possible. I'm already, kind of filling out these shirts that used to be too big, and I'm still leaning out. So that's a good combination to be remaining muscular, I guess I should say, all the while getting leaner. That is the name of the game. That's why we go in and we try to hit these mini PRs in order to fully realize our potential. So that's all I got for you in the pre-show. We'll have a longer post-show because the drive will allow me to get every thought off my chest that I need to. And that is that. But for now, we can't get too hyped right now because I would walk to the gym. So I'd be getting really hyped in this, pre-show preamble. But now I got a little bit of a drive. So we got to take it a little bit easier until we get close enough to drink the pre-workout and start turning things up. So I'll see you in the gym, and it will be on the incline Smith machine right now. All right, here we are back. Planet Fitness style, incline Smith. Going to warm up here with a plate on each side, and then we'll get right into some working sets here with some heavy Smith. Here we go. There we go. Let's go up. All right, here we go. We got 245s and a 25 on each side. And with the Smith machine,
There is a little bit of a lighter resistance. The bar isn't exactly 45 pounds on every Smith machine. It varies. This one I think is a little bit lighter. But another big difference is the strength curve, where you feel the most weight. And it's a little bit different on Smith. So you can't always convert your Smith press to your actual bench press. But that being said, all that doesn't really matter to us. We're bodybuilders. We're focusing on hitting the upper chest with as much tension as possible. And this is a heavy set, so we want to increase the mechanical tension. So we're gonna go as many as possible till failure, or just at failure, we'll see. And then we'll either go down or we'll stay there for another set. But here we go, let's go. Oh, come on. All right, we got 7. Probably go down and start busting out 10 to 12. Here we go. All right, we've decreased the weight so we can increase the reps, get some more volume. And I've really kicked up the cut. Right now I am depleted. I think that's where a little bit of my strength is going, because I'm more depleted than I have been the entire cut. So that's fine. It's part of the process, part of getting lean. But we're going to hit this as hard as possible. Goal is 12. Well, goal is 8. 12 is bonus. And we'll probably stay here for a few sets, really get this in. So here we go. Here we go. Probably one more like that. We'll go down for a finishing set and then move into something else. Whew. All right, here we go. 225 again. Hit it as hard as possible and then we'll go down. But I want to get everything I can out of this set. I want to feel every rep. I want to feel like I'm strong even though I'm depleted. So here we go. Yep, that's all we got for that. Let's go down and do another one with lighter weight. All right, here we go. Final set, incline. And the objective here is to maximize, obviously, the tension. As many reps as possible. Want to go slow, want to feel it before we get into some of our other lifts. But as always, going to go hard. Whoa. One more, let's go. Whew. All right, here we go, let's move on. All right, so finished with the incline presses. Now we're going to incline fly. Went up a little bit in weight, but want to ensure I'm still feeling the movement, the entire movement. So we'll start with 1, go from there. 1. Whoa, come on. Wow. Whew. Good there. Okay, so next up we got dumbbell fly, flat bench fly, and we're moving down from the upper chest now into the medial chest. And we'll take this one by one, but of course 12 reps is the goal. Here we go. Good set. Let's do it again. All right, here we go. Number 2, better than the first. Come on. All right, probably do one more rest pause this next one. Here we go. All right, here we go. Set number 3, and we're going to do this one in a rest pause fashion, meaning I'm going to go to absolute failure. Once I've reached that point, we'll sit up, we'll take 5 to 10 breaths, and then try to complete 1, 2, 3 more, as many as we can again. But the basis of this is to get more reps at the back end of the movement, or the reps that you're failing, because it's where you grow the most. So here we go. Last one. All right. That's it. All right, so we're all done with the fly movements. Now it's time to go into a press, another press, flat bench press. And I like to call these together presses. So you hold the weights together and you focus on the contraction of the chest. It's a big contraction exercise. So we're actually going up 5 pounds in each hand. And the goal is 8, bonus is 12. And I want to get a few sets of these, so we'll see. But anyway, here's number 1. Wow. One. Here we go, last set here, and I'm gonna do the same technique that I did for the flies. We're gonna rest pause at the end of this. So here we go. There we go. Next. All right, so next up we got cable flies, and we're going to do 2 sets at each position, low, medium, and high, and just going to push it as hard as we can. Really finish off the chest and keep it rolling. Here we go. Just one. All right, so this next height is more for the medial chest. Clap together. Really does the whole chest. All these angles do the whole chest, but it's the emphasis that changes. And because we're at the tail end of the workout, we're able to fine tune some of these things and hit the muscles as desired. The compound movements hit the entirety of the muscle group you're working. The accessory movements dive more into specific positions of the muscle. So you want to hit it all. You want to have breadth in your training. Anyways, here we go. 2 here. One. There you go. One more like that. One. There we go. Starting to get a little bit gassed, as you can see. One more angle. All right. So this one, kind of watching the mirror. We got 2 left here, coming from the high angle. We're gonna just give it all we got. But here we go. Here's the first. All right. One more like that. All right, last one of these. Let's get after it. Ah. 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 All right, next. Okay, next up we got pec deck. And I think there's something to be said about the sliding scale of intensity and volume. Obviously, I'm a little bit depleted, so it's hard for me to be strong as I was, but I could still push the volume. And I think that when you're bulking, it's harder to push the volume, easier to push the intensity from my perspective over the course of this last bulk I completed and now into the cutting side of things. So regardless, we're going to probably hit one set here, do a drop set, and then one or two more movements, and that'll be chest. We'll go to shoulders. Anyways, here we go. All we got. That being said, pretty much gassed. So we'll do one more exercise, then get on to shoulders. All right, so we're actually going to do two final chest-based movements. This one we're going to do 4 sets. It's dumbbell pullover, hit the serratus, of course, always important. And then we'll finish with a unilateral movement that I really like here. It's on a machine. Feels pretty good, especially for the inner chest. But 4 sets here, and then we'll move on to that. Wow. All right, enough of that. Next. Okay, so chest pretty much gassed. We're gonna do one final exercise here, unilateral, and I really like it to finish, but this is going to be the last thing we do before we get into shoulders. So here we go. All right, one more, just like that. That'll be time for shoulders. Here we go, last set here. Finish the chest. Let's do it. All right, shoulders. Okay, next up, shoulders. We're gonna spam lateral raises. Probably do 6 sets here at 50 pounds. Just really pump them up. Shouldn't be that hard, especially since we did chest first. Here we go, number 1. All right, enough of those. Let's do something else. All right, to finish off the side delt, we're going to do 2 sets of cable lateral raises, 2 each arm, and we're going down a little bit. Did 15 last time. We'll do 10 and really try to dial in the pump, mind muscle connection, the tension, all of those things you want to think about every single lift. So here we go. There we go. Good set. One more like that. All right, here we go. Last side delt. Last set, that set. Come on. There we go. Side delt, check. Okay, so side delts properly stimulated. Next up, we got front delts. We're going to try something a little new. We're going to do hammer raises and try to specifically target the front delt. No twisting in this, just seated, straight front delt. And then we'll probably do a rear delt, abs, that'll be the day. But right now, let's do this one set at a time. I want to get 4. Here we go. All right, for this last one, we're gonna drop from 35 to 20. Bonus set, get whatever we want. Let's go. All right, front delt cooked, rear delt next on the menu, and last. All right, so to finish off the shoulders, do 4 sets, dumbbell rear delt, and then we can call it a day as far as shoulders go. So here we go. Whew. All right, shoulders done. Let's finish with some abs, huh? Okay, so here we are on to abs, and second day in a row, my phone battery is running low. So much like the last time we did abs, I'll show you one of each exercise, and then the debrief is probably gonna have to be back in the kitchen. But anyways, here we go. This is set number 1 here. We're doing 4. There we go. 3 more. All right, so this is set number 3 here. I'm gonna do 2 more of these and then 2 more leg raises, but phone battery is pretty low, so we're gonna sign off after this set. I'm gonna get those in, and we'll meet you back in the kitchen. Here we go. Chest, shoulders.
What's going on, everybody? Here we are back in the kitchen post-workout. Great workout, chest, shoulders. Got a really good pump. However, the strength wasn't where it has been, or it definitely didn't improve today. So that is just a cause of being in a deficit. I'm starting to feel the effects of being in a caloric deficit, which is allowing me to look better, but the performance aspect is going to decline a little bit. And that's just something that you run into. You have to accept. You know, I was in the gym today. I was actually hungry in the gym. I was thinking, wow, I'm pretty hungry. And the last 4 days, I really ramped up my deficit. So I'm thinking maybe I need to slow it down a little bit or have a little bit bigger breakfast before the lift, because I come home and I have probably about 2 pounds, of course, of beef, 150 grams of rice and vegetables, which I have to eat the rest of the day. So I come home and I can eat as big a meal as I want. And that was good. I'm all refueled. I feel good. I'm about to go do some cardio. But meal timing is important because it affects your performance in the gym. And you're going to have some decline just based on the fact you're in a caloric deficit. You don't have as many calories to promote energy, especially carbs, because carbs are what fuel the muscle in order to perform better. So we're trying to eat away at fat. We don't have a lot of carbs. Our protein is staying high. But even with all that in place, you're going to lose some strength, and that's okay. But we don't accept it. We fight as hard as we can against it, and that is what allows us to keep the most muscle possible. So even though you're a little bit less strong, or if you're cutting, you're losing some strength, you can add volume in order to make up for the lack of intensity, or the lack of strength, I should say. So volume wasn't particularly affected. Now I think that if I continue on this deficit and have this large a deficit, it's been 1,500 plus the last 4 days, the endurance will start to suffer as well. But today I was able to add more volume, burn a little bit more calories, and we'll probably be around 1,500 again today. So the plan will be to fuel up tomorrow or the next day, depending on how I feel. But today I'm on schedule. I'm keeping the meals as is, and I will probably be in around a 1,500 calorie deficit, depending on how much cardio I do. And I'm thinking I'll do an hour to an hour and a half. I have been doing an hour to an hour and a half. And, you know, we're just getting into the part of the cut where things start to ramp up. And perfect timing for us to be back filming the video, because you guys are getting to see the most exciting part. We're at about, you know, I guess technically you can say 63%. 63 to 93 is like the sweet spot of fat burning. That is, you put all the work in the beginning up to day 60. And the last week or so, you're peaking. So you're going to fuel up. You're going to manipulate your water or whatever, and, you know, promote that final look. But day 60 through around 93, I guess you could even just say 90, that is where a lot of the magic and the biggest changes occur. And we're picking it up right there. You guys are seeing every bit of it. So I don't know if you guys can notice, but in the gym, I definitely noticed myself being leaner. I did feel a little bit flatter. Obviously, you're going to have that, but I did feel like I looked leaner. I got a lot of good exercises in. We got a lot of time in retention. We got abs in. We got a great shoulder pump. Everything, all in all things considered, doing really well. Beautiful day here. We're going to take a walk outside. Perfect for cardio. And we're just going to keep on building. So one thing that's really important that you want to remember and think about as you're crafting your body, or, you know, creating the aesthetic in which you want to embody yourself. That's where we're kind of like our own artists. I always say we're like sculptors. Your own body image is your block of marble. And what we're doing is chipping away at it right now in order to reveal the final form. And what you have to remember, any phase that you're in is the goal of that phase. Because what happens is sometimes we get stuck in a middle ground. And whenever we get too far deep into the middle ground, progress deteriorates, or at least slows. It doesn't occur as efficiently as it could if you were committed to a goal of either cutting, bulking, or maintaining. But maintaining is not making progress. That is a point to remember. So if you're in a bulk and you're feeling a little fat, you're feeling a little fluffy, you have two options. The first is a mini cut. The second is to finish the bulk. Now, there are definitely times and places for mini cuts, especially if you push the bulk too hard. But you have to remember what the goal is. If you're in the bulk, you're in it to put on muscle. So go ahead, finish it out, and put the muscle on. Same thing for a cut. A lot of people never get as lean as they actually can, or would be most appealing or most attractive, because they feel like they're getting small, they feel like they're getting flat, and they don't like that feeling. So you got to remember the goal, but you have to do so in a way that's strategic and planned, because what happens is if you don't have a plan in place and you're not re-feeding yourself or reloading on the glycogen and the carbs, you will look flat, you will lose muscle, and your final look won't be what you envisioned. So it's all of this together, all the plethora of items at our disposal, we have to maximize and minimize based on what goal we want to achieve. So right now for me, my strength is decreasing just a little bit, but my leanness is increasing twice as much as the strength's decreasing. So the strength is like the same, the leanness is improving. That's ideally what you want. If you're in a bulk, you want the strength to increase times 2 and the leanness to decrease times, 50% or whatever, however you want to put that. But the basic idea of this is if you focus on your goal and you have your specific clear-headed goal in mind, you can mitigate the effects that are, viewed as negative from an outside perspective by your own perspective. So you're bulking, you're gaining a little bit of fat. That's mitigated because you're gaining twice as much muscle. You're cutting, you're losing a little bit of strength, a little bit of size. That's okay, because you're getting twice as lean as the amount of size and strength you're losing. If you're always in a middle ground, what usually happens is you just stay the same. And then, you know, I go to Texas for 3 years. I come back, I see the same people in the gym, and I wonder if they just quit working out. And I know they haven't, because they're in the gym working out, but they haven't changed. Their body looks the same. So that is the key to progress, is 1, consistency, towards 2, the clear goal in mind. That equals progress. And at the end of that consistent time period, you'll reach success. That's the cool thing about it. But what's difficult is a lot of times we're very short-sighted. And if we don't see the payout in 2 weeks or a month, then we just think it's not working and we give up. When I'm telling you right now, we have 100 days to cut, and day 60 through 90 are the most important. So if you never get to day 60, how will you ever see day 90 and thus day 100? So it's exciting. Another exciting thing is, right after the cut, I'm going to one of my best friend's weddings in California. So I have officially an event for the cut. You know, it's kind of like a faux prep or a mock prep for when I actually do want to compete. But as a bonus, I have an event at the end of it where I'll be able to be in California, shirt off, looking spectacular, and feeling like $1 million. Even more, $1 billion, $1 trillion, you know, whatever hyperbole you want to put on it. So that's the story. I'm getting ready to go outside and get my cardio in. Going to do an hour at least, maybe an hour and a half, depending on how I feel. Eat my last meal of the day. That'll be it for today, which is Thursday in chest. And tomorrow, we'll be back at it with back. And I'm going to go to, we'll detail this whole thing tomorrow, of course, but I'm going to go to Planet Fitness for back tomorrow. And it'll be a little bit different. We'll be doing more machines, but I think we're going to get an amazing, amazing lift. So we'll see you tomorrow. Appreciate you watching. See you then.